If you're someone that is going through cancer and you're confused about what lifestyle changes that you need to make in order to increase your chances of survival and beat cancer, then this video is for you. Hey everyone, my name is Sofian and I'm a life coach and cancer survivor, and my mission is to help you be healthy, stress less and live the life that you want. So you're probably getting conflicting advice about what kind of lifestyle changes. I think intuitively we look to change for a healthier diet as we're going through cancer and beyond. And we get a lot of different information and advice regarding diet. And I think there are two very different extremes of this advice. On one end, our oncologist or our physician usually take on a very relaxed approach to diet, even to say that they are very nonchalant about changing your diet, because quite often they would say that diet doesn't really matter. Diet's not going to make a big difference. And then on the other spectrum of the advice, you have those people, Sally from next door, that tell you, you've got to really change your diet, and they swear that they've eaten this fruit and they've cured their cancer. Or you watch some YouTube videos saying that these 15 foods is going to kill cancer. And I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. Now, if we look at radical remissioners, so radical remissioners are people that beat cancer against all odds, right? They have a less than 20% chance of beating cancer, and they were able to. So the author of this book, she researched, what are the things that these people have in common, and one of them is a change in their diet. So if you haven't read the book, make sure you read this book here. And basically this book outlines the 9 different traits that radical remissioners have in common, right? And that tells us that in fact diet is important. What you also have to realize is that diet and other lifestyle changes can change and affect the tumor microenvironment. If you think about cancer cells as seeds and your body, the tumor microenvironment as the soil itself is also important in determining whether that seed is going to grow or not. And so the foods that you eat day in and day out is going to determine that tumor microenvironment. So yes, conventional treatments such as chemotherapy, radiotherapy and surgery, that's going to focus more on treating the cancer, the tumor itself. But diet and lifestyle improves the tumor environment. So if you're the type of person that wants to do everything in their power to beat cancer, I think changing to a healthier lifestyle is crucial in your journey to recovery. All the different diets, vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, Mediterranean diet, plant-based, keto, there are just so many diets out there that it can feel confusing. I think the simplest and easiest way to understand is to think about, why do these different diets work, and find that commonality. The other thing people forget to do is to understand the type of cancer that they are dealing with. One person's cancer may react differently to a particular diet than, say, another person that has been diagnosed with a different cancer. So first and foremost, rather than thinking what diet is the best for me, understand first the cancer that you are dealing with. And I've talked about this in more detail in a previous video that I made. For me personally, I went with, a plant-based diet, and the thinking behind that is because many of the anti-cancer compounds are found in plants. And so eating as much fruit and vegetables as possible also meant that I was eating meat and fish a lot less when I was going through cancer. So moving on from diet, I think the next big lifestyle change that you need to make is exercise. If you are going through cancer treatment, then it's important for you to know that exercise increases the effectiveness of your cancer treatment, such as chemotherapy, radiotherapy, and immunotherapy. It reduces the incidence of chemo resistance, radiation resistance, and the effectiveness. This is because it's well known that low oxygen levels in the body or in the tissues are a mediator of chemo resistance and radiation resistance. And there is a lot of research that is coming out that exercise can prevent a recurrence, and even conventional medicine doctors are getting up to speed and are starting to advise their patients to exercise more. And the reason that exercise is so beneficial in preventing a recurrence is because exercise improves your metabolic health. What we are finding more and more is that cancer is a metabolic disease. And one of the goals in creating a healthy lifestyle change is to improve our metabolic health, especially if you are overweight, especially if you have insulin resistance. Really, the goal of a healthy lifestyle is to change that tumor microenvironment and make it less fertile for the cancer to grow and spread in your body. Another lifestyle change that you may want to make is to incorporate oral or intravenous supplements. Now, why do we want to do this? Again, our aim is to change that tumor microenvironment, and supplements, whether oral or intravenous, are pretty much, concentrated substances that we're trying to get from our diet. So we've talked about diet, exercise, and also supplements. The fourth one, which I think a lot of people overlook, is our stress levels. We have to evaluate our life and think about where can we reduce our stress levels and improve the way that we handle stress in our lives. Perhaps the source of your stress is work or your job. Maybe it is a relationships or financial. The reason that we need to take this seriously is that stress is so bad for our health. What is going on with our mind and our mental health has a direct effect on our body, on our biochemistry, right? And we know this for a fact, right? Imagine thinking a very stressful thought, and our bodies are going to respond. Our heart rate is going to go up. This is going to create inflammation in our bodies, which is, one of the things that drive cancer growth. When we look again to those radical remissioners that beat the odds, what's interesting is that all but 2 of those common traits that they share had to do with mental or mindset. So let me recap. How do we create a healthy lifestyle when we are going through cancer, and maybe when we are finished with treatment? We need to find a diet that is appropriate for our cancer. Secondly is to engage in lots of exercise and physical activity, because it has been shown to prevent a recurrence in many studies. Thirdly is to incorporate supplements, whether oral or intravenous, depending on your financial resources. These things can be expensive. And lastly is to minimize your stress levels. And you're probably thinking, wow, these aren't really mind-blowing tips, but what you have to remember is that common knowledge doesn't mean common practice. I hope this video is useful, and if you want to be alerted to more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. All right, bye for now.